ドレッシングの準備をしてください。傷口を覆っていきます。
All right, here we are, my friends. Doctor Elise, episode 3, and I'm eating it up. I'm just eating it up, okay? Fantastic episode. Again, I have not been shy week after week to express, like, hey, out of every anime this season, and I mean, I'm talking like Solo Leveling, I'm talking, you know, Classroom of the Elite, Villain 99, like all of them. Like, there's a ton of just amazing anime this season. But among them, Doctor Elise is like my favorite. And I know it's silly to say, but like I think I told you guys last week, but if you weren't here for that episode, if you weren't here for that episode review, I don't get to very like, well, how do you say it? I don't get to often see what I read. And it's because your boy don't read very often. I just don't have time. I have a bookshelf of like manga and light novels that like maybe a quarter of them have been like actually like, you know, the spine has been broken in. Like I've actually opened the books. Otherwise, they're just dust collectors on my shelf. So I don't very often get to actually see what I read. And thank God this is one of the stories that I have read. I think I read this last year, beginning last year sometime, something like that. And I've been so excited to see it come into, you know, fruition. I will say, though, if it was recent, if I had, like, you know, just experienced this recent, I would not be having a good time watching this whatsoever because it'd be too recent, right? No, what I'll say, that's it. That's all I want to say about that. But the episode number 3, absolutely fantastic. But I also wanted to say, you know, kind of as people to tend to jump off later in the video, is like, hey, if you're 3 episodes in and you are not feeling the show, if you're not entertained, because I do understand it's a slower show, right? Like this episode, you know, she gets to the Teresa, you know, she gets to the Teresa hospital. She gets, you know, kind of met by this dude who's a little, you know, a little rough on the exterior. He gives her what he would think or what he calls kind of like an impossible task. And, you know, obviously she overcomes it, but the way it's done, it's a little slower. So it's not like a whole lot of action and stuff. Kind of the highlight of the moment is her treating, you know, the bedridden stuff, you know, like when you're there, you get bed sores, like her treating that, so it doesn't become sepsis and stuff. So like that was like the highlight of the episode. And then the rest of it is like the intrigue, you know, between like the king and like him kind of forward thinking of the future and him thinking like, oh, she'll make an amazing empress and blah, 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 blah. So I understand it's slower. So if you're not feeling it in episode 3, if you're not entertained, if it's too slow for you, if maybe the subject matter, maybe like the medicinal, like medical doctor, like maybe like that subject matter isn't like, you know, that doesn't tickle my pickle, you know what I mean? It doesn't like, you know, taste my it doesn't like satiate my palate. I think it's okay to skip, you know, and just say, hey, this one's just not for me. There's so much other stuff that is, you know, like I said, I had this episode, you know, I had mentioned like if you want like, you know, 7th time loop, or if you want, you know, Villainous 99, if you want Solo Leveling, you know, One Piece That Never Dies, Classroom of the Elite. There's so much other stuff to watch this season. So don't feel bad. Just let me know if that is you. Let me know in the comments down below why you're not feeling it and why you're just kind of like, you know, putting this one on pause or drop it. Let me know in the comments. Now, for everybody else excited to still be here, you know, and continue watching this, like, I think like, yo, it's about to get started. Because like at the end of the episode, we have the king who sent the prince. He's like, hey, go to this specific region. And the prince is like, yeah, you know, sure, I could do that. He's like, go to this specific region because the Teresa hospital is there. Go check on our girl Elise. So for whatever reason, past life and current life, the king has like this love, like for Elise, like whatever she has done, whatever impression he got, past life and current life, she just rubs him the right way. And he has this like very like high level of care for her, which is just so cute to see. And then this life, obviously, because of, you know, she warned them about this impending, you know, battle that's occurring and how to maybe overcome that, kind of thinking in the enemy's shoes. She also, you know, was able to successfully diagnose the emperor with, you know, not seemingly no knowledge before. And, you know, all of those little things that she's done, like, have thoroughly impressed him and kind of solidified his thought process even more of like, yeah, she's the one. But if she ends up wanting to do this medical stuff, I don't know if I can really impede her there. So it's like, you love seeing this relationship that she may not have completely sought to fulfillment in her past life that she's able to kind of rectify now. And it's like, oh, that's so cool to see. And then now with the prince going to go visit her and stuff, like he's going to be able to see her in action, actually see her in a completely different light. Like she's already gone to this hospital and she turned the worst ward in that hospital into something serviceable. Not only is it completely clean and sanitary as a place in a hospital should be, because, you know, unsanitary environment leads to more sickness, you know, so she not only did that, but she's also successfully treating these patients that were deemed like they're just goners kind of thing, or they're just not worth our time. She was able to successfully treat these patients, and they're making, you know, a comeback. They're making progress, right? Like she's able to do this. And now at the end of the episode too, like, you know, towards the end, she also got the acknowledgement from the other doctor too. So now you know that he's gonna completely take her under her wing, and she's gonna be able to just like, so when the prince gets there, he's gonna see her like, you know, doing this and doing that, and like working, like being a doctor, and that's like so cool. So I'm just so excited to be able to see when that moment happens. I'm so excited to see what comes from the show. I'm loving it so far. I love Elise. I love Aoi. I love where I can see the show going, and like I'm ready for like that next thing for her to really start getting into the nitty gritty. So, anyways, Doctor Elise episode 3, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. You know, it's like 10 out of 10 to me. So awesome episode. Really loved it. Loved all of it. I was just completely like just absorbed by it. All right, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, my friends. I'll see you next week for episode 4. Peace.